Go for it.
A rectangular garden measures 13 meters by 17 meters.
Pause. Rectangle, garden, 13, 17.
Yeah.
Go.
And has a cement walkway around the perimeter as shown.
Pause. Mine's a black asphalt walkway. Got it.
The width of the walkway remains constant on all four sides.
Okay.
The garden and walkway have a combined area of 396 square meters.
Oh, wait. As shown, which means from here to here is W.
Yeah.
From here to here is also W. From here to here is W. Yeah, so on and so forth. And then you said the combined area of the asphalt and the garden itself is 396?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've really got a bigger rectangle here. You guys agree? How? And I know the area of a rectangle is what? What is the area of a rectangle?
Oh, the width.
Length times width.
Yeah.
There we go. L times W. Base times height. Length times width.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. You're calling it tomato and I'm calling it tomato. Although, to be honest with you, and then they have potato, but I've never heard anyone say potato in my life.
I've never heard anyone say tomato.
No, I've heard tomato before. Potato is not a thing, though. I mean, you're just weird at that point. What is the length of this thing?
17.
Nope.
No.
The length
Oh,
of the
the
big
whole
rectangle.
Oh.
The length of just the inside is 17, I
Yeah.
agree. What's the length of the big rectangle? Well, okay, fine. I can tell you that this is W, and this is W, and this on the inside is 17.
Yeah.
So what is the length of the whole thing on the bottom? Would it be alright if I just say 17 plus 2W?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever W is, I don't know what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Diamond's got it. She said, oh, it's W plus 17 plus W. Yes, I agree, which is 17 plus 2W. We cool? And what is the length of or what is the height in this particular case? Or the width?
13 plus 2W.
13 plus 2W. So you're telling me that if I multiply this thing times this thing, I'm going to get 396, right? My friend, that's the answer. In this particular question, with this particular style of question, they didn't ask you what the number is, or at least for part A, they didn't ask you the number. They just asked you what is the equation that you would use to solve this. And so this is what you would do.
Oh, you're just writing the equation.
In the next question, they ask you, what is the answer? Okay, fine. So, yes, I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish. But I'm just warning you that in this particular Smarter Balance test, it's not a multiple choice. So not all math problems are multiple choice. But to be honest with you, this wasn't hard, was it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, continuing on. Okay, ready? All right, here's what I would do. I'd FOIL this out. And I don't have a calculator on me. Do you have a calculator?
No, my phone.
Good, because you're going to have to do 17 times 13 for me. Bradley, you can help me too. I'm going to FOIL this. What is 17 times 13? I'm not good at math.
Okay. Got it. 17 times 13?
Yep. 221. So
Yeah.
221 plus 32W plus 26W plus 4W squared equals 396. Any questions? What did I do? I just did the rainbow. The happy face, rainbow foiling, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Right. Oh, wait. It's 34. You're You're right. Sorry. Yeah, Bradley. He's like, I got him. I got him. I caught him. It's your job to use the calculator. It's not mine. I just do the math. All right. 221 plus 60 W
60.
plus 4W squared equals 396. I got a question for you. Can 221 be divided? No, it can't. It can't. 221 cannot be divided by 4. That wouldn't make any sense. All right, so we're kind of stuck there. All right. Do you guys know how to solve this?
You just keep solving.
No, we're kind of done with foiling and stuff like that.
Oh, but I mean, like you moved 221 to 396.
Okay, you want to do that? Fine. 60W plus 4W squared equals, what's 396 minus 221?
175.
175. All right. Do you know how to do this now? Because Diamond suggested the exact same thing that you suggested, so I'm going along with your games. Fine. Let's divide by 60. That's
Yeah.
what Bradley's suggesting. Okay, I agree. All right, fine. You guys seem like you guys know what you're doing. You absolutely don't, but I'm just letting you know. W plus 4 over 60 W squared equals 175 over 60. Can I just let you guys know that you guys are going down the wrong path at this point?
Wait, how come it's far over 60?
Because I got to divide 60 by everything.
Oh yeah. So you just cross
Okay.
that out.
Yeah. No.
No.
We got Bradley saying, no, I don't want to even do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't done anything wrong here. We're just kind of heading in the wrong direction. I'm gonna backtrack over here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna rewrite this thing over here in a different line. I'm gonna make him 4W squared plus 60W minus 175 equals 0. All I did there was I subtracted 396 to the other side. Right? So subtracting 396 makes it 221 minus 396 is negative 175. We cool?
Okay.
At this point, I would pull out, okay, this is, it looks like this, looks like this, here we go, and there's some stripes over here, there's probably a trigger right here. You guys know what this is? It's a big gun. It's a gun. It's a bazooka. I would pull out my bazooka because this is the quadratic equation right there. And I'd say, you know what quadratic equation? You deal with it. I just plug this stuff into the quadratic equation. Because we could try to do this cute thing where maybe we could factor this side out and figure it out and all of that kind of stuff. Maybe we can complete the square. No, just quadratic equation the thing. Bradley's asking me to do it. Fine, I'll do it for you.
Good. So you can get away with that even though it says to determine the width?
Oh, yeah, it's asking me to figure out the W.
Yeah.
I can get away with that because what the quadratic equation is going to tell me is it's going to tell me, actually it's going to tell me exactly what W is. Okay, let's do it. This is A, this is B, this is C. Do you remember the quadratic equation? Because that's a formula they don't give you on the test. There's this boy. Do you remember me telling you a story about a boy? There's this boy. He was a negative guy. He was unsure about going to this radical party. Unsure is plus or minus, radical is the square root. He went to the party anyway, and at the party he was kind of a square. Because he was a square, he missed out on talking to 4 awesome chicks. And the party was all over at 2 a.m. There's a quadratic equation, my friend. So, plugging in our numbers, I've got negative 60 plus or minus the square root of 60 squared, which is 360, or 3600, minus 4 times 4 times negative 175, all divided by 8. All right, I'm sorry, Kayla. Can you help me out? What is 4 times 4 times 175?
Um,
3,500?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is actually 3,600 plus 3,500. You see that?
Yeah.
Because that negative cancels out with that
Yeah.
negative, making it add. Okay. Here's my negative 60 plus or minus the square root over 8. All right. What's 3,500 plus 3,600? Is that just like 7,100? Oh, wait. Bradley's saying you're wrong. 4 times 4 times 175 is 2,800.
Oh, I guess.
What is? Okay.
I pressed something wrong.
It's all right.
Okay.
Yes. This is all assuming you can use your calculator correctly. All right, what is 3,600 plus 2,800?
64.
Oh, hey, that's interesting. All right. Negative 60 plus or minus the square root of 6,400. The reason why I say it's interesting is because when I hear the number 64, I think of a perfect square. In fact, the square root of 6,400 is 80. So it's negative 60 plus or minus 80 over 8. So actually, you guys want to know a secret, is technically we didn't even need to do the quadratic equation. We could have factored this out, because if this number ends up being a perfect square, we could have used that factoring trick. We could have used a fly swatter, okay? But I chose to use the quadratic equation, which is a pain in the butt to write down. Hindsight being 20/20, what that means is looking back at my perfect vision and seeing this, this trick, I would still use this. Because if I'm on a test, I don't want to try to figure out the quick, elegant, cutesy way of doing it. I want to just get the answer. Anyway, this is equal to, well, let's consider the plus version. Negative 60 plus 80 over 8, which is also known as 20 over 8, which is also known as 5 over 2. Agreed? Or negative 60 minus 80 over 8, which is also known as negative 140 over 8, which is 25, is that like 35, negative 35 over 2? I don't know, you got to reduce that. So you have two answers. What is your answer for W? Is it 5 halves or negative 35 halves? Obviously, it's 5 halves. Negative 35 halves actually technically works mathematically, but is one of those extraneous answers. In physics, we often solve for time, and we get a plus version and a minus version. And then we always say, wait a second, there's no such thing as negative time. So we only keep the plus side version. It's the same deal here.
You can't have a negative.
There's no
Length
such
and
thing as
sidewalk.
negative sidewalks.
Okay, so that's W.
Cool? But mathematically speaking, if you could have a negative sidewalk, that was negative 35 over 2, and you multiplied the length times width, it would actually give you a area of 396. But that's more philosophical. just like I told you, there's no such thing as negative time.
Mhm.
I'm taking electricity dynamics 671, and actually there might be.
It might be negative.
Yes, but that's beyond our pay grade here. I don't mean to blow your minds, but I'm just saying. All right, can I erase this? We good? I admit to you, was this a hard problem?
No, it's just long.
It looked like a lot of writing. I don't feel like it was a hard problem. This definitely wasn't hard, right?
You're just simplifying everything. Yeah.
And then getting from here to here, that's not hard. That was just FOIL.
Yeah.
And then at this point, it's just a quadratic equation. I mean, technically, if you could see it right off the bat, then you could have factored it, both sides and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's a bigger waste of time. I actually think that the quadratic equation gives us the answer quicker.
Mhm.
Okay? So, anyway, let's stop that recording and we'll move on to the next one.